Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will present through the lens of history. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aulia. Okay, history as a discipline brings together primary and secondary sources, interviews, diaries, newspaper, and documents to explain and track events that have happened within their historical context. The history of interpreting. The story of interpreting, either spoken or signed, is often assumed to have started more recently than it did. Historical mention of translation and interpreting. Historical mention of translation and interpreting. Interpreting as a practice has occurred throughout human history, often undertaken by low-status bilinguals or multilinguals with no training. Early references to translation and interpreting. One of the earliest mentioned Hermann, 1956 or 2002, of a category of people undertaking interpreting work was in ancient Egypt during the 3rd millennium BC, as is often the case for early references. This occurred within the context of an empire, with nation-states requiring some interaction with and control of those who were subordinated, in this case the region bordering Nubia. Though the context and particularities of interpretation might vary across different times and geographies, the broad overarching themes constitute 1. Language status and language choice, and the second, language fluency and language immersion, and then language brokering and cross-cultural knowledge, and the last, loyalty and the power to choose an interpreter, translator, or broker. Okay. Early references to sign language translation and interpreting. This section will begin to explore some of the earliest references to language brokers, translator, and interpreting working either formally or informally with deaf individuals, families, and communities. The Ottoman court, 14 to 17 countries, Miles is a disability to the scholars interested in historical references to difference in exploring the presence of visibly different people in royal courts, such as jester and dwarfs. He came across mention of dead mutes, and this was something he explored in greater depth. Legal interpreting, 18th century. London. In the 18th century, we find the first records of requests for an interpreter in the courts of London, Stone and Wall. The Central Criminal Court of England and Walls in London, for April 1725, recount the trial of George Armstrong, who was indicted for stealing a silver watch valued at 5 shillings and 11